All right, what's going on, guys? So today is a little bit different type of video. I'm just gonna sit down and talk with you. This is kind of continuing on the video that we put out just a little while ago. It's me and Emmanuel. We just kind of talked about 2020 and what's going on, because there's a lot going on. I specifically wanted to make a video myself and kind of talk about not only, the struggles of being a creative during a pandemic, but especially what it's like being a Black creative during a pandemic and this political climate right now. So there's just a lot that's been going on, and like we talked about in our video, and I hate having to constantly talk about it, but it's like anytime I talk to anybody that I haven't talked to in a couple days, I have to get like the COVID update, like, are you working, or are you laid off, or this, that, and the other, kind of always got to constantly go through those motions, which is annoying, but it's going to be part of how I think we're going to end up getting through this. So I wanted to share some thoughts just that have come to me, and as well as a little bit of clarity that I have had in the last couple weeks. When the shutdown started happening fairly quickly, I was zapped. I just nothing, just didn't have anything in me, and I struggled with that for a long time, and that was for a couple weeks. I just couldn't find a rhythm, couldn't figure out what it was that I was supposed to be doing as a creative. And this is like at the beginning of the pandemic. I'm sorry, I don't know if you can hear them, but there's some kids playing out front of my apartment. Yeah, so I ended up just being really creatively drained. Just couldn't figure out what it was that I was supposed to do at the beginning of the pandemic, and we talked a little bit about it in our video. But me and Emmanuel had just moved in together, and we didn't really get a chance to figure that out and what that was going to look like before the whole pandemic kind of took over. And I'm not going to spend too much time on that because we've talked about that already. But then right on the tail of that, you have Black Lives Matter come to the center of the world stage in a way that, I've never seen it in my lifetime. And that was really challenging for me because I had already been knocked on my back creatively and just wasn't creating anything, And at that time, I felt it was imperative, to be creating something, but at the same time, I just didn't have it. And I wanted to share this because I know that I can't be the only one that, felt like that. So something that I started struggling with, especially, during the weeks of protests that are still going on, it was, as a Black creative, what am I supposed to make? What am I supposed to create? Where do I fit? What am I supposed to say? And talking about specifically creativity, because in my personal life, everything was pretty clear as to what I wanted to do, but I put so much value in the ability and the opportunity to create and tell stories, and that was what I was unclear about. But in my personal life, found things, I donated signed petitions, and I actually had a chance to speak at a rally in March that happened in my hometown, and I was blessed with the opportunity to do that, but still lacking as a creative. It just hadn't created anything, and that was something that I knew I needed to figure out. But recently I've started to get back into a creative flow, And in that, I kind of found the answer that I was looking for a couple weeks ago. And that was just to create what God put me here to create, the stories that I'm meant to tell, and the things that I'm meant to do is what needs to be done right now. This is for, I'd like this video to be for all creatives, but especially for Black creatives, because, I got too caught up on the what, but I end up realizing that the why is a lot more important as to when it comes to creating, because right now as a community, we need Black creatives to make everything. We need art and stories that will inspire us to keep us going. We need art and stories that to heal when things inevitably get difficult, and we need art and stories to make us laugh, to get through some of these hard times. The answer that I was looking for is all of the above, and I realized that as a Black creative, it's very important now to just tell the story that you're meant to tell, to make the art that you were made to create. Because on top of all of this, for the first time in a long time, maybe even ever, people are listening to us as Black creatives. There are more people listening to us, and we need to continue to be heard and continue to get more people to hear us. And that's why it's important that we just create and not put so much pressure on ourselves to figure out what it is, but focus on the why. Because as a Black creative, I hope that maybe I make a piece of content that a little Black boy or a little Black girl will see and inspire them to make something, to make art, or just do something that they love and that they want to do, and make them feel like they'll be heard. But yeah, when I reached that recently, that this clarity that I have now, it just became important that it became apparent to me that I just needed to make stuff. I wanted to share that with you guys because we put out that video where we just kind of talked, and now I just wanted to kind of talk to you guys and continue that conversation. And because this conversation is just going to continue on until further notice. This conversation is going to keep happening, and Black people have got to be a part of it, and we're going to be a part of just about every aspect, and especially in the creative aspect. We're going to continue to be a part of it. So now is not the time to be super self-conscious about that art that you have, or to feel some type of way about making something. Now is the time to just go ahead and make it. And that's easier said than done, but I wanted to do a video like this to where, this is a dialogue, this is an open conversation, because I know that that's a really hard idea, and that's something that I'm going to be struggling with. And through the internet, nobody has to do that alone, and that's why, I wanted to make this video. Yeah, that's it. Just wanted to share that. I think it's important that we share things like that. The age of the internet, the conversation is always global. And it could be with anyone, anywhere in the world. And I fully believe that, always believed that was a positive thing. And so I wanted to practice it. And by all means, if you want to join in any type of conversation, any type of dialogue about creativity or whatever it is, our DMs are always open. My DMs are always open. That's what they're there for. That's what these tools exist to do. So yeah, let's make use of it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sitting with me and hanging out. It's my boy Danny skating. I kind of want to go skate now.